Welcome to Jakarta Swift YouTube channel. Ini merupakan channel pertama kami, yaitu Willspiration. Willspiration itu apa sih? Jadi Willspiration ini akan ngobrol dengan bintang tamu kita, inspirasi apa aja yang bisa mereka berikan kepada teman-teman sekalian. Jadi bagi teman-teman sekalian yang mungkin sedang merasa down atau mungkin memiliki permasalahan yang sama, bisa belajar dari teman-teman kita di sini. Oke? Dan gua Alvin yang akan sebagai host untuk kali ini. Segera kita undang bintang tamu kita, mungkin kalian sudah banyak yang tahu, ini adalah Donald Santoso. Oke, sekarang udah bersama gua Donald Santoso, the one and only. Mungkin kalian sudah tahu sebagai kapten timnas di Asian Para Games wheelchair basket dan juga sebagai kapten dari tim Jakarta Swift dan juga sebagai founder. Mungkin sudah banyak yang tahu cerita mengenai Donald Santoso, kenapa kembali ke Indonesia, dan bagaimana bermain wheelchair basket. Tapi kita tidak akan membicarakan hal tersebut terlebih dahulu. Kita kembali ke zaman ketika sebelum bermain wheelchair basketball. Back to your high school. Do you play basketball, did you?
Yeah, I played basketball in high school. I actually went to high school in Indonesia, so I played basketball here. Those are probably one of the more fun moments playing basketball in my life. But actually, where I also got injured during my senior year.
Mulai dari SMA, kemudian berapa kali melakukan operasi?
I think I think it's 6 surgeries within the span of 5-6 years. Yeah, so almost every year after.
Oke, ketika Donald divonis atau ternyata surgery itu tidak berhasil, apa yang Donald rasakan? How do you feel?
Depressed. Yeah.
Kalau kita bicara depressed, berarti bisa dibilang sesuatu yang kita suka, yang kita cintai, tidak bisa kita lakukan lagi. How much you love basketball?
For me, it was my identity, and I say this a lot. If you ask me now, I might not describe it the same way, but definitely back then when you're young, when you don't have kids, when you don't have a family, a wife and kids, you identify yourself as what your talents are, I guess, what you're best at, right? And not saying that I was the best player or my skills my basketball skills were better than all my other skills, but I truly love the game, like how it developed my character. And so when I lost that game, a part of me, I felt like I lost my character. And I don't mean to, I want to make this clear, I don't mean to ever discredit the pain that other people go through for other things they have, right? I don't want to compare either, right? Everyone goes through their own thing. Someone else definitely has gone through worse, definitely. But I think if we're not comparing, we're able to relate more if we're not comparing, right? Because I went through a moment of depression. I think someone else probably goes through, almost everybody kind of goes through a moment of being down for different reasons. And so that was my struggle, I think. But everyone has their own struggle.
Betul, ya. Jadi memang setiap orang punya ceritanya masing-masing. Bagaimana bisa membuat kita down, dan levelnya pun beda-beda. Ya, level dari permasalahannya ataupun dari bagaimana kita depressed. Dan bagaimana cara Donald untuk mengatasi permasalahan itu? Apakah dengan menyingkir dari sosial, or you just doing like whatever you want, or you come to you trying to find another activity?
Yeah, I think it's through acceptance, right? It sounds kind of a cliche, but I think it's acceptance. Accepting that, again, like it's not as if I can't walk anymore, but this is how I have to deal through the physical activity that I want to do now. This is how I have to deal with pain now, and I think more importantly, this is how I have to deal with my social circle in a way, right? Because my social circle back then was so involved with other people playing basketball. But if your friends call you up and say, hey, let's play basketball, and you can't, you kind of cut the line right there. And so accepting that that's okay, and you can branch off to other social circles, right? And that builds character, and you can relate with other people more through character as opposed to just an activity.
Ya, so jadi dengan kata lain, Coach Donald mencari aktivitas lain yang mungkin ya tadi sempat disampaikan bahwa teman-teman ngajakin main basket lagi, tapi ternyata sudah tidak bisa. Bukan karena tidak mau, tapi memang kondisinya tidak memungkinkan. So you trying to find another activity. Dan yang pertama yang paling penting adalah menerima ya Coach, menerima permasalahan itu. Oke, so apa yang Coach lakukan? Menemukan aktivitas apa ketika di sana untuk mencari identitas barunya Donald?
So, funny story, or not necessarily funny, but like a unique story for me was I found out about wheelchair basketball maybe during the 3rd surgery, but not because I was interested in it. They had a class in my university. It was wheelchair basketball, like a PE class, and you get 1 credit, and it's just for fun, right? There's no one disabled playing, just able-bodied people trying out the sport. And so I joined, and I hated it. I didn't like it at all because I thought it's not as good as normal basketball. And I wasn't as good, obviously. So I'm like, I feel like I'm worse than everyone. And I just felt like this is not a real sport. So going back to acceptance, I feel like I didn't accept myself, but also I didn't accept the sport, and I didn't accept the people who are real athletes. And I'm sure a lot of people kind of think that the first time. Maybe it was just me, I don't know. A little stubborn back then. So not until my surgery and a lot of complications, and I was already tired, fed up with what was going on with the knee, and I just wanted to be active again. So I moved to a new city, Phoenix, Arizona, and then I searched if they had a wheelchair basketball team, and they had one of the Phoenix Suns, and so I came to try out. So it wasn't my first exposure that got me interested, but it took some time for me to get to accept it, and then think back about that first exposure. Hey, there's a sport that I could try. Maybe I'll try it, give it another chance.
Oke, jadi bisa dibilang kesan pertama tidak terlalu langsung jatuh cinta dengan wheelchair basket. Jadi coach masih belum begitu bisa menerima karena pada saat itu doing the 3rd surgery, and after the 3rd surgery you move to another city dan kamu join di Phoenix. Ketika Donald sudah mulai bermain wheelchair basket, sudah mulai mencintai wheelchair basket, ada nggak teman-teman Donald yang ketika di stand up basket, di conventional basket, like, what are you doing? It's a difable sports, right? So many.
Yeah, still. I think still to this day, yeah. Especially people who knew me longer, right? Knew me back in high school, maybe, or a lot of times family, because they know you since you were a kid. Yeah, they question you, judge you, maybe judge the sport, and it's fair because I also judged the sport in the beginning, right? And so I think if we want acceptance, again, going back to that, we can't force them to be like, hey, this is a real sport, you have to try it. No, after years of playing, I realized, just like any sport, maybe you can like tennis, and even though tennis is a real sport, obviously, I still don't like it for whatever reason. I start to see it more like that now, as opposed to, hey, you have to like it, this is a sport that's just the same as normal basketball. Every person has their own opinion, but as long as we're clear about why we play the sport, I think, right? I play to have fun, I play because I love the game, I play because I love the people who play it, and I want to be the best. At that time, I wanted to be the best athlete I could be. And so I think that competitive nature as an athlete is still there, and if you have that, you can still see it as a real sport.
Berarti butuh waktu proses untuk bisa menerima ya. Setiap orang berbeda-beda menerima permasalahannya, dan wheelchair ini menjadi salah satu cara Coach Donald Santoso untuk merubah pola pikir dan juga mungkin merubah pola pikir orang-orang sekitar bagaimana cara memandang wheelchair basket ini sebagai sport. Karena mungkin masih banyak orang berpikir ini bukan olahraga, ini hanya cuma buat main-main doang. Ternyata itu menjadi satu hal yang berbeda.
I think one thing though that I would speak up against though is if people said it's not a real sport because it's for disabled people, right? That's definitely a line that you cross where you're not being considerate and fair, I guess, right? You're being discriminatory. I think I'm personally kind of in a unique situation because I do not have a disability, but I have an impairment that allows me to play. And so I'm kind of in that in-between where I can kind of bridge the gap, hopefully, and that's kind of what I've tried to do. Yeah.
Nah, bicara mengenai wheelchair basket, prestasi apa yang sudah Donald Santoso dapat?
Not that much. I mean, people like to talk about what they've accomplished. Since we're on the subject, yeah, I played in college. So in America, there's some college teams that have the sport. I played on my college team. We didn't win any championships. I got an All-Academic American Award, which for me means a lot because that means I focus on my studies just as much. But that's besides the point. I also played on the Phoenix Suns on the D3 and D1 team. And I think, well, obviously I also played on the national team in Indonesia and I was the captain. But for me, the greatest accomplishment is more being able to start a club here with a bunch of guys and girls because if you're not making a difference with the sport, you know, you win your awards, you win MVP, you're captain of the team, but you're not able to grow the sport. It doesn't mean a thing, I think, because let's be real, wheelchair basketball is not as popular as normal basketball, right? You can't spread the sport just by being a good player. There are some, you know, there are some players like Patrick Anderson who probably could, right? He might be on ESPN every few years, but you know, for myself, I'll never be able to spread the sport just by my talents alone. So being able to start a club, I think, was the greatest accomplishment.
Apakah alasan Donald Santoso kembali ke Indonesia? Apakah itu menjadi salah satunya atau what's the main reason?
The fake story is yes for wheelchair basketball. I mean, who doesn't want to do that, right? Like, if you love a sport and you get a chance to play at a high level, you know, most athletes would take that opportunity. But at that time, my wife was pregnant, and so that was the priority. And we actually moved to Indonesia because we have family here, and we were scared of raising a kid on our own.
Seperti yang kalian tahu, kita ada namanya Jakarta Swift. Nah, Donald Santoso adalah sebagai founder dari Jakarta Swift. Can you describe kapan Jakarta Swift itu dibentuk?
I don't have a specific date, right? Because we can say, yeah, I would say late 2017, maybe. You know, we've thought about it before that. Late 2017 is maybe when we started actively looking for guys, looking for players, and actively looking at partnerships with some organizations. We started off trying to find players, right? So obviously trying to find people with disabilities who are interested in playing the sport, and trying to find a court. You know, simple as that. Just trying to find people and trying to find a court. It was a long process because, to be frank, a lot of courts don't want wheelchairs on their court, and a lot of players have never played wheelchair basketball before. A lot of people with disabilities, athletes, have never played basketball, and so there was a lot of apprehension. So getting that first step to meeting on the court with guys took a while, but I think maybe the first time we did it, we met in my complex. There's like a half-court basketball hoop, and we just found a bunch of guys, and we had some random chairs, and we just played there. That's in Jakarta. Yeah, that's kind of how we started.
Apa perbedaannya antara di Indonesia? I mean, lebih sulitkah untuk mengumpulkan orang-orang bermain wheelchair basket, atau di US lebih open terhadap wheelchair basket? What do you think?
a couple things. Maybe one, basketball in general is not as popular. It's growing in Indonesia for sure, but it's not as big as basketball in America. And so that creates a couple issues. You know, number one, culturally, people don't know the sport, don't understand the sport. Number two, there aren't as many courts available. And so accessibility into a court, not only that, but actually finding a court is quite hard here. And so it's not as easy as, hey, let's just play at the park next door. And I would say maybe a third thing outside of that is the equipment. We don't have organizations here. We have a local manufacturer in Bali, but it's a small one. We don't have local organizations that are able to sponsor people chairs as easily as in America. In America, I think, you know, every year there's probably thousands of kids and adults getting new chairs for free. And that makes a big difference, yeah. Here, just getting one or two people a chair is quite a challenge. Yeah.
Wheelchair ini mungkin teman-teman perlu tahu, ini merupakan customize. Setiap orang itu memiliki tubuh yang berbeda, ukurannya pun berbeda, dan tingkat disabilitasnya pun berbeda. Sehingga ini customize, dan tadi sudah disampaikan juga untuk local product we have, tapi mungkin untuk sifatnya kompetisi bisa dibilang mungkin hanya digunakan untuk sekedar latihan ya. Tapi untuk tingkat kompetisi mungkin harus beberapa yang dibenahi untuk seperti itu. Dan harganya pun cukup tinggi untuk bisa untuk bisa menyediakan satu wheelchair basket bagi atlet. Jadi memang ini masih panjang sekali wheelchair basket di Indonesia, masih perlu banyak yang diperbaiki, masih banyak yang perlu disupport lagi, dan inilah tujuan dari Jakarta Swift, di mana kita mensosialisasikan wheelchair basket. Oke, jadi memang pelan-pelan sudah semakin meningkat. Tinggal dari kita, teman-teman di luar sana, mungkin jangan takut untuk coba wheelchair basket karena ini olahraga yang sangat fun dan juga quite challenging. Saya sendiri juga sudah mencobanya dan it's good. Kita bisa menemukan komunitas di sini, kita saling menguatkan, saling support. Nah, bicara harapan, apa yang Donald Santoso harapkan untuk wheelchair basket di Indonesia?
I think we always talk about how we want the sport to grow. We always talk about how we want more people to play, more exposure and things like that. At this point, if I'm being real, I think I do want the skill level to go up. I want us, you know, what I'm tired of hearing, and not necessarily in a negative way, is just wait, you know, give it some time, give a few years. You guys already have a program. Wait, maybe, you know, Malaysia will tell me it took us 20 years before we could play at a competitive high level and rank top 3 in Southeast Asia and things like that. And I'm tired of that mindset, to be honest. I've heard it way too many times that you guys have a good developing team. I'm so tired of hearing that. I know the skill level can be high, and that comes from the athletes, right? Athletes first, obviously they need the chairs, but once they have those chairs, guys can practice on their own as much as they want, raise their skill level, and make us into a competitive team. Because I'm tired of waiting for other people to help, right? I'm tired of waiting for, oh, we need more money, we need more sponsors. That's all very true, we need all that, but if the skill level can go up, all that will come faster, I think.
Correct. Ya, jadi mungkin bisa dibilang fokusnya adalah sekarang kita sudah terbentuk komunitasnya. Harapan Donald adalah dari orang-orang yang sudah ada ini bisa skill-nya di-upgrade terus-menerus sehingga ya nantinya mungkin sponsor akan datang. Ya, bisa mensupport kita lebih baik lagi. Tapi juga terlepas dari itu, bagi teman-teman yang mau join, silahkan join di Jakarta Swift. Kita juga ada banyak programnya, bisa lihat di salah satunya di Instagram kita di Jakarta Swift. Nanti kita akan kasih linknya untuk link IG Jakarta Swift. Oke, sebelum kita closing, ada pesan-pesan mungkin untuk Jakarta Swift sendiri atau mungkin untuk teman-teman di sana yang mungkin difabel tapi belum berani untuk bergabung di Jakarta Swift?
First off, what you see Jakarta Swift has been able to do, I know this was mentioned a few times about me being the owner and founder, but to be honest, it's built from the ground up. It's built from the guys who are willing to push their ideas forward, to sacrifice time from work, family, or whatever occasion to show up at practice and to develop their skills individually and as a team. There's a lot of sacrifice around the table. Participating in a sport like this, it does require sacrifice, right? As we talked about earlier, it's not a publicly known sport as much as most able-bodied sports in Indonesia. And so you can't necessarily expect much in return. But I would say it's fair to assume that the amount of energy and amount of effort you put into the sport here will multiply going forward. Not necessarily towards yourself, but towards other people, towards the community, towards the sport, possibly in other countries that don't have the sport yet. And so for me, that's truly what the sport is about. And I think that would be my message for guys who are interested in joining. It's definitely a sacrifice, but we've been able to build this because of the sacrifice of everybody.
Dari apa yang kita bisa pelajarin dari sosok Donald Santoso, di mana sudah sebelumnya mencintai sekali permainan basket, kemudian dihadapkan pada satu permasalahan di mana bisa dibilang tidak bisa bermain lagi stand up basketball atau conventional basketball. Jadi sesuatu yang dicintai tidak bisa dilakukan lagi. Bagaimana caranya? Yaitu dengan acceptance, seperti yang tadi Donald Santoso sudah sampaikan, menerima permasalahan yang ada, kemudian carilah society yang bisa mendukung kalian. Kalian bisa join, kalau pada case seperti ini Donald Santoso menemukan society baru, yaitu bermain wheelchair basket. Memang ini olahraga yang berbeda dari conventional basket, dan tentunya masih banyak orang-orang yang berpikir kenapa harus bermain wheelchair basket. Tapi tidak perlu permasalahkan hal tersebut. Donald Santoso tetap fokus menunjukkan bagaimana wheelchair ini bisa dianggap sebagai satu olahraga yang bisa disamakan dengan conventional basket. Tetap challenging dan juga tetap menyenangkan. Dan juga bisa dicontoh seperti yang Donald Santoso sampaikan, mungkin kalau kita hanya berprestasi pada diri kita sendiri, it's good things. Tapi bagaimana kita bisa membagikan prestasi kita ini kepada society kita, orang-orang sekitar kita, seperti yang Donald Santoso berikan, yaitu dengan membawa wajah baru untuk Indonesia, dengan memberikan informasi, memberikan support untuk wheelchair basket. Dan semoga kedepannya wheelchair basket ini bisa semakin lebih baik lagi, dan skillnya tentu bisa semakin improve ya, dan bisa semakin lebih baik lagi, dan bisa lebih diterima lagi oleh banyak orang. Oke, mungkin sekian mengenai Wheelspiration. Jangan lupa untuk subscribe, hit loncengnya. Tentunya kita akan continuously memberikan video-video yang bermanfaat bagi kalian. Kita akan mengundang bintang tamu yang tentunya bisa menginspirasi teman-teman sekalian. Dan percayalah, kalian tidak sendiri. Kita bisa dilihat dari wheelchair basket, dari Jakarta Swift. Kita punya society yang mempunyai karakter yang berbeda-beda, pengalaman yang berbeda-beda, permasalahan yang berbeda-beda, tapi kita tetap saling support. Oke, bagi yang mau join di Jakarta Swift, jangan lupa untuk follow IG Jakarta Swift, dan juga sekali lagi klik subscribe dan hit loncengnya. See you guys!